Hi, and welcome to this week's episode of Lead Your Day Live. Today I have the fabulous Sarah Humphries. Hi, Sarah.
Hello.
I'm going to introduce her properly in a moment, but we're going to be talking today about why building a business doesn't have to feel hard. And you might think, oh my gosh, it is so hard, especially if you are trying to build an online business. There's a big learning curve. At the moment, we've all been locked down. We've got to homeschool. We've got to juggle. We've got to go shopping for elderly parents. There's so much more that is on our plate than there was even 6 months ago. And it can feel hard. And I know if you're like me, it has just been it's been a bit of a slog, hasn't it? There's been a little bit of it, just you're feeling things you haven't felt before, and it just is a little bit, exhausting. And so we just want to say we're going to have a bit of a chat. Sarah's got some great things to share, some great teaching, and we just really want it. It's just like sitting around. Well, it's warm here. It's cold here. So we're sitting around a fire. Or for you, you're in the hot. We're sitting around a fire pit outside, maybe at night, having a glass of wine. Let's get together and have a little chat about how can we support each other, and so that no one feels that building a business is hard. So let's go over to Sarah. Hi, Sarah. Now, I need to just paint a little picture with Sarah. Sarah is, look, we've known each other 3.5 years, I would say.
Yeah.
She came and did one of the original version of the Productivity Cure, and we met through that. And I was instantly impressed with what she did. She's a serial entrepreneur. She ran a very out there, sort of pushing the barriers in terms of magazines and wedding industry, and has now shifted. She's just reinvented herself, reinvented a business, and has a very successful business coaching. I guess she's very good at strategy. She says business strategy, but she's also a confidence coach, because she realizes that just so many women, we're on the back foot in terms of confidence when we're building, especially a coaching business. So, hi, Sarah. Did I get it right? Did I explain everything?
Oh, you did. You were perfect, Marilyn. Thank you for having me. I'm really excited to be on your show today.
Excellent. So we'll get in it. As you're coming on and you're watching, please let us know you're watching. We like to know who's watching us. Comment away. And of course, we know that this will be a really great resource for people to watch and to share. And if you know anyone in your world who's feeling that push uphill, feeling like things are a little bit harder than they should be, this is going to be a great episode for you to watch. So, Sarah, tell us a little bit of background. Where, like, I shared a little bit, but you know the ins and out more of what you've done. Where have you come from, and where are you at now?
So I've been running my own businesses since I was 21. So 25 years.
And you're 22 now, of course, aren't you? You're 22 now.
22, yes.
Just coming up to a year's anniversary.
And I'm just sort of, I can hear a bit of an echo.
Oh, can you?
Yes. Should I put my earphones in?
If you want to, that might help. While she's putting her headphones in. Yeah, got that. Sarah works with a lot of coaches online, helping them in their business, and she also is a coach for what's the company that you're working with now, Sarah?
Mind Valley.
Mind Valley. I was starting thinking with M, and I couldn't think of it. Mind Valley. Yeah. I mean, that's pretty impressive. So, Sarah, tell us your background.
So I've been running my own businesses since I was 21, and I have done a number of different businesses: service-based, product-based, events. I had a magazine, and all of them progress from one to another, as they do when you're in business. I started creating courses. I got to know Marilyn. I think it was probably about 4 years ago from the productivity, was it called Productivity Cure?
Yeah.
And you know what? That changed my life. I mean, honestly, and I was so unorganized, and, you know, it was fantastic. And then Marilyn went on to be my coach at a time when I really needed,
That's right.
I was in a difficult situation, and I was unsure. You know, we've all get there when you're at a crossroads and you don't know which path to go to. And since then, I've been growing and building my coaching business, and it is just an absolute passion of mine. And I love helping other people to really shine in their business, really.
And look, I mean, why do you think these days we are finding it so hard? Why does business have to feel, you know, why do you think women are feeling it right now?
Well, I think
the obvious thing of COVID.
When you look back, when I first started my businesses, there wasn't all the stuff out there is now. It was easier. It was easier in a lot of ways because you sort of thought, okay, this is what I need to do. And you got on with it. But I think now we have just got the influx of being marketed to all of the time with very clever copy. And it feels so hard because we're so overwhelmed. Someone's saying, you need to do this. You need to have that. You're not doing this. No wonder it's not working for you. So we are torn all of the time. And so I'm going to share today some ways to help you with that. So keep watching, and I'm going to share with your audience a few ways to really hone in and to block out the noise. But, you know, there is so much out there now, which is wonderful and confusing in equal parts. So I think that's why it feels hard. And the other thing is, people expect it to be quick and easy, you know, quick. You know, everyone's saying, you know, get this much money and do this and you'll do it overnight. Well, the truth of the matter, building a business isn't quick.
No, that's right. And there's a lot that painted out there that it's going to happen in 4 hours and you're going to get it done in 90 days. Honestly, do you really want to buy from someone who started a business 90 days ago? I'm not sure I do.
No. And you know what I find so refreshing, and I think it was Jenna Kutcher posted something on her social media saying it's a slow growth. You have to look at the growth. So long as there's a growth, that's it. Keep going and keep being consistent. And I love that. And more people need to be talking about that. You know, it needs to be a stronger business because you've grown it and you've put everything into it. And, you know, I think people get disheartened because if it's quick for them, why isn't it quick for me?
And how do we get over that? I mean, we've all got an instant. Everything's instant now. You get it quick. You download. We want downloads to be quicker. We could get everything at our fingertips. You know, you just think of now. You think of a movie that you want. You don't have to get in the car and go and hire it. You just download it on however you want instantly. I mean, how do you think as women we can adjust so that it doesn't, because it feels so guilt laden if we're taking longer than a certain time? How do we become more patient in that, do you think?
Well, I think it's
what have you done?
Really. Well, I'm going to share. I'll share now my tips on how to do this. The first thing I think, and this isn't in the tips, this is just a general thing. As creatives, as entrepreneurs, we are ideas people. And we can be carrying all the ideas in our head. I need to be doing this. I need to start a membership. I need to do that. I need to do the other. And then we always feel like we've not quite fulfilled everything because we're carrying it in our heads. So I created quite a few years ago a folder in Trello where I put all the ideas in. Then they're out your head. They're safe. I call it my ideas bucket. And in all honesty, I go back and some of the ideas are terrible. Absolutely terrible. So it's really sort of getting those out of your head first, I think. And
So do you make it a practice not to go act on those ideas, but just write them down?
Yeah, get them out my head, so you're not carrying it around and hanging on to it, because it's not as though we've not got other things to think about. Pop them in a Trello board.
Don't take action on them straight away. Just
don't take action on them.
Put them down, yeah.
And then I'm going to share these 3 steps to help you really to know what to focus on, because it's so easy to slip into this overwhelm, and we all do it. I think anybody who says they don't are lying, because we all slip into overwhelm. We all have times where we've got a lot of work on, and like I said, with the marketing all the time, it's very easy to sort of be thinking, I need to do this, I need to do this, I need to do this, I need to do this. So I would love you first to sit and decide what is the most important thing to do right now in your business, and be very, very honest about it. No burying heads in sand. And really observe, is it sales? Is it money? Is it more clients? Is it growing your audience? What will move the needle on your business today? That one thing. And for most people, it will be sales. It will be financial side of things. So if that's what you recognize as what it is, I want you to do, and it's so easy, it's so simple, but it's very powerful. Get yourself a piece of paper, a blank piece of paper, and write, how can I, and insert whatever your thing is. How can I make more sales? How can I make more money? So that one thing alone is switching your mind from the negative, where you're always thinking, why am I not making more money? Where are my clients? I can't find my clients. I'm stuck on this. So that when we're thinking like that, our mind is looking for obstacles, and we will find the obstacles, because all the reasons why we can't do something, why we're stuck on something, why we're confused, we keep thinking about it over and over. Whereas when we give our mind a question of how can I, sit there, leave it blank on your page and keep filling it out. And I challenge to write as much as you can. 2 sheets, 2 sides, to squeeze everything out that you can do. And I can guarantee that you will keep thinking of things, because once you've asked that question, your mind will find it in the middle of the night when you're in the shower 2 days on. You will keep looking for the solution. Your mind will still be looking. So that's the first thing. You've asked yourself, how can you make more money? Right? And you know what? I recommended this to someone the other day that was really struggling financially, because at the minute, that they are. And I said, it's so simple, but just do that one thing, get it all out, and you'll be surprised at all the things you can think of. Not only is it good for your confidence, if it is financial, it is getting the money flow again. You're being productive. And when you start taking action on it, it builds your self-confidence, because you feel like you're actually doing something on the right thing. So you've asked yourself, how can I? You've got your list of things. And then the next thing is set an intention for the month and think, okay, so this month I'm going to do this and I'm going to commit to it. So supposing it's I need more clients, you think, okay, this month I am going to connect with 10 people a week. Or whatever it might be. Set your intention and then commit to doing that thing for a whole month consistently. And the problem most people have is they don't stay consistency on one thing. So they never know if it's working or not.
I see that all the time and that's that when you marry that with the fact that entrepreneurs are always coming up with ideas and we're always seeing we're saturated with ideas. We're saturated with you should be doing this, you should be doing this. So instead of being consistent until you get results, they switch.
Yes.
Ideas, they switch businesses, they switch products, and they're always creating something new and not giving it a long time. It's almost like we plant a seed in the ground and then we go, oh, it hasn't grown, so I go and dig it up and I plant it somewhere else, and then I pull it up, and it's just not the way, is it? We've got to go back almost to those organic principles of you plant something and you consistently water it, fertilize it, and it will grow.
I have done this forever. This is my method that I have done with every business for every month. And I have an intention setting session every beginning of the month in my group. And we do a goal setting and intention setting. And then I tell my intention to everybody in that group.
Wow.
I normally do it on my business page. I go live on Instagram. I am planting that out to the world that's what I'm doing. And I am committed to doing it then.
That is amazing. And if you're watching right now or you're watching the replay, I would challenge you to put in the notes right now, put in the comments whenever you're watching this, or you can come back later because you probably do want to think about it, is to put what your intention is for August. We've just hit August. What's your intention for August? What's your intention, Sarah? Can you share? Do you know yours? Have you done that yet?
Yes. My intention is to incorporate self-care into my day.
Oh, I love that. That was unexpected.
Because I don't. I love working, so I prioritize my work when really, and I saw you post about this a little while ago, Marilyn, that you were making sure you give yourself some time. So that's mine. And then the third thing is to track the results. So you look at the beginning of when you start, and then because where the focus goes, our energy flows. So if you're thinking, I don't know, whatever it is, supposing you want to grow your Instagram followers in a month, if you think, I want to double my followers in a month, you've got to throw everything into doing that. So you'll do stories, you'll do post once or twice a day, be consistent, do it. And then at the end of the month, did it work? Didn't it work? If it worked, let's double down on that. I'm going to do that again next month. How can I improve it? And it is so simple, and it can be used for absolutely anything. This can. And I've done it for years. If you think, how can I grow my Facebook group? How can I grow my Facebook group? And just write it down. So many people struggle on this, but our ideas are all in there, but we never give them a chance to come out.
Or we doubt them, don't we?
Or we doubt them.
We judge them before they're, So how, Sarah, do you track them? You talk about you track it during the month. Do you keep a journal for it? Do you have a special place in your diary? How practically do you track your progress? Because often what I find is we're great at setting goals sometimes, and then we forget about them.
Yes, this is the thing. So I'd highly suggest having a Post-it note or somewhere reminding you what your intention is, so
Post-it notes.
Before I've when my intention's been getting more clients, and I've had here, who am I connecting with today? Who am I connecting with today? So it's a constant reminder so that you stay on track. When you do this, it bats off all those other things that are coming in your way and distracting you. I am basically in my planner, I track my stats, but also I have a spreadsheet. I'm an old-fashioned spreadsheet girl, and I know what I'm talking about each month, and I can see the results of what's happening. So I think that's really important, because we have to run our businesses like a business.
Yes.
If we don't know what we've been talking about, what the results are, how can you think, do you know what? April was magic. What did I do? I don't know what I did. So it's just, this I've done this for years, and you're then able to see what's worked, because you might be doing something that just isn't right for your business, and it might need switching up or changing. But something I did watch, which was incredibly inspirational. Have you heard of Marissa Peers?
Yep.
So I watched an interview she did, and when she was starting out, she said to herself, "I want to be the most well-known hypnotherapist in Britain." So every single day for 18 months, she wrote to magazine editors and asked to write an article every day for 18 months. So she obviously started with 1 month and thought, "You know what, this is working. I'm going to carry on." And she said by the time of 18 months, she'd had, some people said no, some people said yes. But it's consistently carrying on and on and on. If that's working, I'll carry on. And who knows where you can be in 18 months. And she said by the time she got to 18 months, she was so booked up, she didn't have to do it anymore. So this shows the time it takes, the consistency, the visibility, and carrying on. These are the things I'm passionate about, specifically talking about that thing. Consistent, visible, and specifically. And I just think that's incredible. And when you think like that, you know, what can you do? What can anybody do?
I love that. So let's recap what you've done. The first one is write your ideas down.
Yes, get them out of your head.
Yep, get them out of your head when they come up. Don't act on them, get them down. Second one was set an intention, a clear intention every month, write it down. And then the third one was track. Was it?
Yes, decide what is the single most important.
The single most important thing.
What is the most important thing to do? And how can I, at the top of a blank piece of paper, how can I make more sales? How can I get more clients? How can I grow my Facebook group? How can I grow my Instagram following? And write it down. I mean, it's that simple, but very, very powerful. And like I said, you're then sending your mind to look for opportunities. You'll be amazed at the people that come to you and say, "Hey, can I do this?" And it will be like an opportunity that will lead you to this growth. I mean, things happen in amazing ways. And I think sometimes, I know it's easy to look at it, but if you are open to seeing something, you are more likely to see it.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that. And that is such a subtle, you might think, yeah, I know this, but no, it's a very subtle difference, because often what happens is, and it's usually the thing that bothers us the most or that we're putting off, that is the thing that needs to be paid attention to. So if you're not making sales, your head's going, "I'm not making sales," and then you start to worry. But if you write down, "How can I make more sales?" you are going to be seeing it through a positive lens.
Yes.
And you're going to set your creative brain your creative brain, you're switching it on to solving that problem for you. And I think that's a very subtle distinction.
Yes.
And the third step was?
And the second one is then set an intention on that.
Yep.
So you know the how-tos now. You've got a whole list of how you're going to do it. So you then have to say, "This is what I'm doing this month. I am going to..."
The practical things that are going to achieve it. Yeah.
And then the third thing is track it. So look at,
because I see so many people do that. They could set a goal, they don't necessarily write it down, but they don't plan, or what are the things to it? How am I actually going to make sales? What are the little steps that I need to make? And it sounds so obvious, but it's hard to get this across to people that it's, and it's not you're not good enough. It's not that you've got the wrong mindset. It's just that you don't actually have a strategy to actually achieve that. So you haven't worked out the little mini details. So
it is, and it's typical overwhelm, because you're here and you want to get to here, but the bit in the middle is messy.
Yeah, it's so good. That is so powerful. Thank you, Sarah. I really hope you've got something out of this. And look, there was something we chatted about before we went live today, and we were connecting, and I was saying how I've got the productivity cure coming up in a few weeks. I've been so laid back. So this COVID thing has just made us all a little bit more laid back, which is so really cool, actually, because I'm normally a very driven person.
Yeah.
But I was saying how the theme of it is the Great Reset, is that we're talking economically, we are resetting. It is the Great Reset, but there's also, and I think we all agree, that there is a great reset within us as well.
Yes.
We don't want to go back to the way we used to work. We don't want to push anymore. We are juggling all these things. And you were saying what was that about female energy?
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about that, Sarah.
So, like you, I'm a driven female, and you'd probably say A-type personalities that we can work quickly, get in the flow, and that is great. But we can lack in taking care of ourselves. But when you are always operating in the masculine energy, which is problem solving, getting tasks done, you can lose the feminine energies that are so important. And there is a lot of female entrepreneurs out there that operate in this very sort of grasping, masculine energy, and it repels me. And I know it puts other people off as well. And I think because so many people see that style of marketing at the moment.
Sick of it.
Yeah, because so many people see that style of marketing, they think, oh my God, I can't do marketing because it has to be like that. And it really doesn't. We can have our feminine side. We can still be driven and successful and want to achieve, but we can also hone in to our feminine energies and allow for self-care. And we have to actively, I'm trying to think of the word, but there's things we can do by nurturing, having time with friends, laughing, relaxing, having fun, which sounds very simple and easy, but I know I've been there. When you sow in your business, you can turn down coffee meetings with friends and catch ups because you've just got this thing to do. And
I think it's even more than that. Yes, it's the self-care. Yes, it's the connection and all that sort of thing. But it's also giving women permission to run their businesses in a different energy.
Yes.
So we can be more nurturing. We can choose a launch style and a sales style that flows with our personality and us as women, rather than this hard, a masculine driven style. We can do that. We can allow for more flow, more intuition, more I'm not feeling that flow today. And it's not that we're being lazy. It's just that we're in tune with that feminine energy. And I'm seeing a new leadership and a new woman entrepreneur emerging. And I'm very excited to.
I am. It's giving me goosebumps.
Yes. It is so true, and I can't wait to see more of it, because quite frankly, you're right. A lot of the models that we had, they're really just men. It's men energy in a dress, and it's like we want something different now. We want a different model, and I think the Earth is making us do this. What's happening on the planet is forcing us to do this, and I know myself. I can't push myself like I used to. I just can't.
No. And, I recognised in myself that I had got in that masculine mindset. I knew that. And I had to say to myself, there's a different way than this. I don't want to work in this way. It doesn't appeal to me when I see other people working in this way. How can I create and come from a place of intuition and femininity? And I circle back to this time and time in my mind. Create from the heart. And I think that's so important to be. I mean, I love meditation, daily meditation and journal. I have my daily things that I do, my daily routines, and it does help you feel in alignment and follow your intuition, what feels good. And
let us know if you're watching. Does this resonate with you? I mean, are you having these thoughts as well? It's amazing. I'm having so many discussions like this about feminine power, and it's not about men versus women. It's about, I think, women reclaiming that power that we are. And before, up until now, entrepreneurism was purely, it was very much a masculine thing. And I'm excited. And we're also talking about the fact that you've got a 21-day, is it 21-day challenge coming up? Like, if you've really connected with Sarah, I'll put all the details in the chat later, but you it's funny because you were saying you want to replenish, restore, and resume a 21 self-care challenge, which is actually unusual, an entrepreneurial thing. Knowing you're so driven for you to do a 21-day self challenge. I think that's amazing. And there's a lot of, I think that word reset. Redo, resume, restore, replenish, rejuvenate, re-nourish. I think there's a lot of we are all thinking along that way. I think we're getting the message.
I'm also a big believer in that, we all have chapters in our lives. When something significant happens, that's a new chapter. And I believe this is a new chapter for everybody. And I've decided my new chapter is starting in August. And I have been thinking expansion throughout of lockdown, expansion. But to allow for expansion, we have to give it space and let it catch up. So this just felt so good to me. Creative from the heart, 21-day challenge, daily journaling prompts, and I'm having guests come in doing meditation, talk about female cycles, yoga, spirituality, all of these things. And I'm super excited about it. And this is about making business easy, doing what you love. And I often find
making bigness easy.
Making business easy. So
I was going to say you're making bigness easy. I think that's something as well. We can have this big life. We can have this influence. We can have a big to what we do if that's what we want. But it doesn't have to be hard.
No, exactly. And I often find when you create something just for the love of it, not because you're thinking money, that's going to do this. When you're creating from love and from the heart, then they're often the most exciting, rewarding, beneficial things. So I'm super excited about it. And
that's awesome. I love it. So if you're watching and you'd like to get in contact with Sarah, look, I'll put all the details after this live. You can definitely get in touch with her. But please know that we are, this is the way. This is the new thing. This is the great reset. I'm doing did I tell you I'm doing a retreat version of the productivity cure? And we're not going to push and shove. We're going to go within. We're going to do a lot of self-care, and it's going to feel rejuvenating. And I know look, how many of us have felt like hibernating over the last few months? Put your hands up if you felt like hibernating. I've actually had a few days where I've slept night and day. I've literally hibernated. And I think, and instead of bashing myself up about it now, I'm like, actually, this is what the body needs. This is what the soul needs right now. And I come out of that period going refreshed, rejuvenated, more energy. And I just want to say to you, if you're listening right now and you're thinking, oh, yeah, I've just listened to this, but it still feels real hard, we hear you.
Yeah.
And we give you space, and give yourself space to feel it, to occupy it. And look, don't isolate yourself. Seriously, don't isolate yourself. Get connected, whether it's in my community, whether it's in Sarah's community, whether it's someone else's community. Get connected where you can be nurtured, where you can be loved, where you can be cuddled, virtually. That's
Yes.
what we want to create now. It's not competitive. It is, let's gather together and do that. And I really want to say, if you're in that place, please let us know, because we don't want anyone to fall off the wagon during this time, because it's so easy. I know what it's like. You just spend 5 minutes in the news and you just go, oh my gosh, what is happening? And so we hear you. So Sarah, thank you so much for coming on and having this amazing chat and amazing points. Just the simplicity of it just works. Is there any final thoughts or final words you'd like to say?
Well, the very last thing is, if you think of your business as you are just testing things out, and it completely takes off the pressure. I'm going to see if this works. If it doesn't work, I'll tweak it. But it really takes off the pressure of not only, you see so many people nervous of launching. I'm scared. I'm doing this. Well, just a simple change of language changes the thought.
It does. Yeah. I remember one of my mentors said that, not me directly, but I heard him on the stage say, do you know what? The first couple of years, it's just practice. Yeah. And if you treat everything, it's just practice. I'm going, oh, phew. Yeah. It just takes the burden off you, doesn't it? Yeah. Sarah, thank you so much for coming on for this week's Lead Your Day Live. It is so great to meet different people, isn't it? And to hear what makes them tick, and to gather these tips and this wisdom of the collectiveness of what us women are experiencing. So thank you for watching. And please, if there's people who you think this would cheer them up, or this would inspire them, or this would motivate them, please feel generous in sharing it around. Thank you, Sarah.
Thank you so much.
Bye, everyone.
Thank you. Bye-bye.